are aware of. And when you do it and there is a foundation, you'll come out fine. The danger to that, though, is people get used to doing it so much that what happens is when they do it, they got a good feeling from it. So every time they get a moving that gives them a good feeling, they say it's the Lord. Do y'all follow? So you don't wind up walking in the Spirit, because walking in the Spirit means that the motive and the reason for me doing this is the Spirit of God. Do y'all follow? Well, if God's Spirit is going to move you to do it, there will be a word from God to back it up. Now, I can take the chance that the moving I had is from God and go and do it, which most people do simply because they don't want to take the time to get a word that will verify. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the Spirit, whether it be of God. Simple to do. I explained to you last week that the Father, the Son, and the Word are one. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So, if the Spirit is leading me to do something, the Word can confirm it. If the Word can't confirm it, it might not. Now, for me, I figured this. That's how I look at it. When something is important in my life, I don't really want to take the chance that I'm stepping out on the wrong thing. So if I need to do a little research first, I'm willing to do it. I get a moving, I need to check that. So I want to look. I want to see why. But if we're governed by feeling, which most of us, if we're really honest with ourselves, primarily what moves you is how you feel. And I'm telling you, it's going to be very difficult. Some of us are going to have a real difficult time with truly walking in the Spirit. Because in order to overcome challenges, you've got to get strong emotionally. And most of us just want to feel better emotionally. And we keep putting ourselves through the same things because the enemy's challenge to a person walking in the Spirit is to seek relief. You know, when Jesus had fasted 40 days, Matthew 4, I think it's in Luke 4 also. Jesus had fasted 40 days. It says, and when he came out, he was hungry. Right? Hunger is real. It didn't say he thought he was hungry. He felt hungry legitimately. Okay, your concerns may be when you feel things, they actually do affect you in terms of how you feel. You can feel bad enough to be sick. Feel sick. And if you want immediate healing sometimes, this is what causes people to start taking a lot of medicines they shouldn't take. Because we live in a society where I don't want to correct the problem. I don't even want to find out why. I just want relief. Y'all follow? So even with God, we do the same thing. We come to God looking for a word that make me feel better. I'm going to run to a service, make me feel better. And we say the Spirit. I got in the Spirit and the Lord delivered me. Well, why did you walk back out with the same problem? I do not believe that God can show up. And my evidence is the Word, if Jesus Christ himself, who is the Word. I don't believe that God can actually show up and the problem remain. So if the problem remained, you probably didn't get God. You probably just got a good feeling. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. Now, if God showed up, here's another thing you must understand. If Jesus showed up, and the Word showed up, the Spirit showed up and brought the answer, that doesn't necessarily mean you took it. Because God, Jesus showed up in a crowd with the Word a lot of times and everybody didn't get healed. The only people who got there are those who had faith. This is another area people really look at it. They talk about the miracle of, y'all, you recall the miracle of the woman with the issue of blood. Y'all ever heard that story? The woman had an issue of blood. For how many years? I guarantee you, she ain't sitting around saying it happened instantaneously. That woman demonstrated faith. She fought with the thing 12 years. Most of us ain't gonna fight 15 minutes before we need relief. You know what our favorite thing is? I tried. I'm trying. And I started saying a long time ago, I don't believe in trying. Trying has nothing to do with faith. If you walking in trying, you ain't walking in faith. Honestly. Mark 11:24 says, verily I say unto you, y'all know this verse, and you've said it before and like it. Whoever shall say to this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and do not doubt in your heart, but believe that what you say will come to pass, you shall have whatsoever you say. Y'all heard that? Then he goes further and says, therefore I say unto you, whatsoever things you desire, when you pray, believe you have received them, and you shall have them. Why? Because God requires that you make a commitment to go to the end. Now, how long is he going to take? It's going to take as long as it takes. Now, in the meantime, this is a mistake people make. Because there may be a time period, a lot of us say that I'm waiting on God. Y'all ever said that? I'm just waiting on God. I'm just praying, I'm going to put it in the Lord's hands. Well, here's the key to receiving that promise. When you pray, believe you have received it, and you shall have it. Now, believe where? In your heart. Which means it might not necessarily affect your emotions. At the point that you believe you got it, you might not feel nothing. But here's what you have to do in order to walk by faith. You have to begin to act like it. Because if you believe you got it, it's going to change your behavior. So why is it you believe God has worked it out and you still calling people for consolation for it? And it becomes difficult. Because say God gave it to me. I believe God has delivered me. Okay, well at that moment, you need to stop talking about the problem.